So I'm playing Guild Wars 2, making a new character, level 1. And this is when I realized why this game's so fun. I saw those steps, and I thought to myself, I bet you I could climb those steps if I jumped on them. And I bet they want me to. And I bet if I get up there, there's gonna be something cool. And that's what video games are all about, you know? And sometimes you fail. And you gotta get back up there. But that's fine. You know, that's fun. These people understand what makes a game fun. And I'm not saying like platforming and MMOs is like the only thing that can be fun. But it's a nice element to have. Being able to really explore your environment and do little goofy things, even if you don't get an item. Then there's this.
Footnote has joined our little party, and she brought friends.
Teo? Oh, for a second there, I thought someone dangerous was behind this.
Oh, spare my tender feelings. It's true, I'm not dangerous. But these golems are. Here, let them show you what dangerous really means. Why don't we give these folks a proper... I have data to collect.
I really appreciate the 3D sound design they have going here. I know in Final Fantasy 14,
Final Fantasy 14
they actually sell an upgrade that I think is like $25 or something.
Immerse is unlike any other spatial sound you've heard because it's personalized to how you hear sound in the real world.
And then you get this boss at level 1.
Let's take it down.
And I realize what they're really teaching you in this tutorial is that you can heal right off the bat and evade by dodge rolling. And I freaking love that. And if you watch right here, I actually pulled it off. So, to clarify, I didn't take damage just then because I pressed a button at just the right time. That's how evasion works in this game, is by pressing evade instead of like an evade stat or a dodge stat. And then there's the voice acting.
Hey, it's you again. I see you survived with your epidermis intact.
Of course. It takes more than a giant rampaging inquest golem to get the better of me.
Modest, too. Well, you've earned a dash of praise, if you ask me. The crews around the city would kill for the assistance of an inventor with your talents. You should ask around. Make yourself invaluable.
Not a bad idea. Thanks.
I was seriously convinced that that was him. This game does such a great job of right off the bat throwing just good stuff at you. Whether it be level up rewards, cool combat, voice acting. You also have these guys that are scouts, and they basically tell you the lore of the area of the world that you're in. And then you'll run into just random NPCs having conversations that are all voice acted as well. And it goes so far to make you feel like you really are somewhere, not just, you know, playing a game, grinding out kills for XP.
Though I can't stay long. Brainstorming rarely solves anything. We have to build a solution from the foundation up.
Much like the spatial audio, the voice-acted NPCs that are just having random little conversations that don't care if you listen in or not, I think those show like so much dedication to the craft in this game. And so this is a quest giver, but here's the thing, you don't actually need to talk to them. If you look up at the top right of the screen, if you're just in the area, you're automatically involved in that quest. You don't actually need to get the quest. You can just do it. And usually it'll say like kill this type of enemy, do this type of thing, and each one of those adds towards the progression. And once you meet that, you completed the mission, and you don't have to go back to the quest giver. You just click that little heart on the side, and boom, it's done. So anywhere you go, there's usually a mission, unless you've completed it already. And then there's other stuff like this. Sorry, I have it at like 400 times speed because I really want that map, and it's called a Vista. But everywhere you go, there's an opportunity like this to just pick up XP and work towards your completion of the map for the area. And clearing a whole map of like all the missions and vistas and points of interest and waypoints, that's like a really satisfying feeling. But I love doing these vistas. That's like one of my favorite things in the game, because it shows you like the coolest view of, you know, the architecture or your surroundings. The combat feels really good for an MMORPG. Because it feels like you're actually connecting hits versus I know like in Final Fantasy 14,
ファイナルファンタジー14に
it just felt like two separate character models were doing animations, and it didn't really seem like one was reacting to the other in any way. This is something I also just was ecstatic about. Was right off the bat being able to jump into water. I always hate that in games when they block you from being able to go in the water, but I think it adds a lot to the exploration aspect, and going underwater feels pretty good. And you can even there's a separate set of underwater combat skills you get too, so that's kind of interesting. This is super cool. So you can just press a button and send your materials to material storage. And then this is another thing you can just find out in the world is opportunities to get additional hero points, which are basically like skill points to learn abilities later. And every time I see one, I get excited because I'm like, oh, heck yeah, I'm going to get a skill point here. And sometimes it's just you activate an area and you automatically get it. Other times you have to fight somebody. Other times it spawns a thing where you'll get like swarmed. But another cool thing is, so I've been using a dagger and I just picked up a gun, a pistol. And if I switch to the pistol, it changes my skill set because I'm level, I think 5 right here, and I haven't done anything as far as like leveling up abilities. These just unlock at certain levels, and by level 10 you have your 1 through 5, and then after that you start unlocking your 6 through 9 or whatever. So this is a thief class, and I'm in Asura, is the race, and I'm really enjoying it. I have a level 50 human elementalist, and that's supposed to be one of the more difficult or most difficult of the classes, and I definitely see it. So I've been experimenting with other classes as well. And this thief has been really fun. I look forward to leveling it up as well.
Oh yeah? If they come after me, I'll tear them to ribbons.
So later on you get the ability to weapon swap, where you could have, you know, 2 main weapons equipped that you can switch between. But I really enjoyed the gun. I find that doing these quests are a lot easier when you have a ranged weapon equipped. And then sometimes I like just running around and trying to find waypoints and vistas. I really enjoy getting those vistas. But then I stumbled upon these guys.
What exactly is it we're hoping to prove here? That 2 Skrit are smarter than 1 Skrit, and 3 Skrit are smarter than 2 Skrit.
So basically, we're just measuring Skrit for brains.
You've just been dying to say that, haven't you?
Like, that was completely unnecessary. But it adds so much to the game, you know? And it's just something that I could have just ran right past. But there's a lot of like corny jokes in this game, or like dad jokes. But I like it that they're always throwing a little bit of humor. And it's not like the whole game is joking all the time, but it does add a sense of brevity every once in a while to hear some jokes in between, because I think a lot of the actual quest will have some more serious undertone, but even this, like that guy just sleeping in a hammock, I thought that was so cool. This has been one of my favorite biomes too. I love how it's kind of like Aztec or Mayan looking, mixed with technology and stuff. It's definitely one of the cooler areas I've been in. And then if you look at the mini map, there's these orange circles where world events pop up, and like this one, which I have going at like 400 times speed, is an escort mission, and they're all right. I just do them because it's extra XP usually, but sometimes they'll be a little more challenging, and especially at a higher level, because I'm like level 8 right here. So this is like literally the beginning area, and from what I've heard, a lot of people say that like even getting to max level or having like 100 hours in this game is basically the tutorial. So it's not really meant to be super challenging right here. It's just something to do. But it's cool because sometimes you'll see like 5 people working together on it. And the world is always scaled to you. So no matter what level disparity there is, everybody's getting some degree of a challenge when they do stuff like this. Another cool thing is that everyone can gather. It's not like a specific job that you have to have. Although, when it comes to crafting, you can only pick 2 jobs. Like cooking, tailor, weaponsmith, all that stuff. But gathering, all you need is the tools. And then, like, for this, you need a sickle. And you can get some potatoes. And then there's a mining pick and a saw or something like that for cutting down trees. Oh, axe. That's what it was, an axe. This was another mission. It was kind of funny, and something happened where it like desynced from me. Like, I think I went too far away from it, and it like started resetting the health. So I was kind of kiting him, cheesing it. But it made me laugh. You'll have to listen to this guy once I kill the, I guess it's like a dinosaur.
Accolades. Perhaps next time a little more magic would be in order. I suppose you expect some sort of effusive thanks for your efforts. But a job well done is its own reward. So no thanks for you.
Like, dang, dude, I just saved your life. But I learned this. If you jump from something high, make sure you stay on your mount, because otherwise it'll kill you. But dying's not that bad in this game. As long as you have a nearby waypoint. Like, if I had unlocked that closer waypoint, I wouldn't have had to walk as far back. But as far as I can tell from this game, you don't actually lose anything besides it's just like, oh man, I gotta go back there, which is cool. And of course, you gotta pay the fee to do the warp travel or whatever, teleport, but usually it's super cheap, like a negligible amount. So for all the races, once you get to level 10, it'll unlock your hub city, and that's where, you know, you got the bank and the trading post and all the crafting trainers, basically a little bit of everything. And this is the one for the Asura, and these little pink and purple portals, those will take you to the other hub cities, and then some of them you won't have because you won't have like the DLCs and stuff, but all the main ones from the base game and whatever DLCs you do have, you'll be able to travel, and those are free to travel through, versus if you have like the warp unlocked there, like, or teleporters or whatever, you would have to pay like 1 silver or 1.5 silver or something like that. Another thing you unlock at level 10 is if you're playing the free game, you get your Raptor license, which is like a trial period of having a mount, and it lasts for 10 hours of gameplay. And then after that, you won't have a mount anymore for the rest of your, you know, game time. And then banking, so your bank tab is account wide, and then you can do the trading, which is basically your auction house. And I'm doing something which isn't really recommended, but I hate not having a bag on a new character, so I just get like some cheapo bags and just put them in there. But if you just play, you'll get bags like really quick, but a lot of times they'll give you like 5 slot bags. And that's another thing is, I think you only have 3 bag slots. It's like 2 or 3 right off the bat on your free account. But then you get another one unlocked with the Heart of Thorns Path of Fire DLC. And then I also did buy a $10 welcome pack that I believe gave me 2 more bag slots and I think 2 more character slots, if I'm not mistaken, and then like a handful of other things. But the main reason I got the DLC was I wanted the mounts. The mounts was the thing that I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna wait, you know, several weeks to be able to get it on sale, because that same DLC does go down to like $12, $12 to $15 sometimes. So, you know, so yeah, even though this is a free to play game, there are definitely some convenience charges that can be a little insidious if you have trouble with impulse spending, because it's very tempting to just go all out and just buy all the things that you know would make your life easier. But like with the bag storage and stuff, I think you can buy like 11 storage spaces, and that would be like $70 or something. I don't know, like 50 to 70, depending on if you get it on sale or whatever. But that's quite a bit. However, you don't actually need all of that to enjoy this game. But like, you'll see these people, like somebody probably spent like $20 to get that hot tub. Like, this is what they say is the true end game, is basically dressing up and just kind of socializing within this game. And for a game that's, I think it's like 10 years old or more, it's very active. And a lot of people are showing up from New World or Final Fantasy 14.
Final Fantasy 14.
Or World of Warcraft, possibly. I don't know. I don't know about WoW players if they're migrating as well. But I don't know. I feel like WoW's probably doing fine. They have WoW Classic and retail and all that good stuff. But there's definitely, because okay, the game is free, right? It's free. You can download it. You can play it all the way through the base campaign, level up to 80. You know, all that's cool. But you would have to do that with no mount and only like 2 bag slots or 2 or 3 bag slots, which, ugh. Like, that's a lot of inconvenience. You know what I mean? But it's a really fun game. I don't think that you need to buy anything to have fun in this game. But the convenience factor is definitely gonna wear you thin. But this is like a goofy purchase I made, and it's because I was a bard on Final Fantasy XIV, and I wanted to at least be able to carry that over. So I bought this piano for $10. And I like it. I like my piano. I don't have any musical ability, but I like to play around on it every once in a while. Because, like, I'm never going to own a piano in real life, but in a video game I can. And I can just mess around on it sometimes. I don't know. I like it. But just a word of warning. There's stuff to buy in this game. The good news is there's no pay to win that I have noticed. I mean, you can buy gems and use the gems to buy gold and use gold to buy weapons, and that's cool and all, but my understanding is with like the PvP, everyone is equalized in terms of level and gear. So basically the main differences would be that other people might have more skills unlocked. And obviously they'd have more game knowledge and all that, which is totally fair. But yeah, as far as like pay to win, I don't see any real issues. It seems to be mostly like cosmetics and convenience. Those seem to be the two things that there's a lot of in the gear shop, or what do you call it, gym shop. But yeah, so far I've spent $64 on this game, and that's right at the 32-hour mark of playing it. So about standard for like a AAA title. I will be spending another probably $50 or something to get the deluxe edition or whatever on Steam. It's normally $100, but we got Black Friday right around the corner, so I'm kind of waiting on that. The stuff I did buy I did spend $30 on the DLC that includes the first two, which is like the fire one and the swarm one or whatever. And that was mainly because like I really just want to have the mount. Like that was the primary reason for getting that, because I can't imagine playing this whole game without a mount. Like it's doable, but I'll give you $30. Like just let me have my mount. And since there's no subscription fee and the game's free, it's like, yeah, I'll give you some money. Like, I'm having fun. I am having fun with this game. I'm having a lot of fun. A lot more. I haven't had this much fun in a game for a while. Just like genuine fun. This game's really good. And then I bought that $10 piano. And then I spent $22 on gems. And that was so I could get the welcome pack, which gave me, I think, like 2 bag slots and 2 character slots and some other stuff. And then the other half of those gems well, I put half of the half, so a quarter of those gems I purchased, I used to get some gold. And that was just because I don't have an alt to like grind gold with yet. And I'm not even really trying to just like buy everything, but I just wanted to buy a few bigger bags that were like 18 or 20. I don't remember exactly what I got. I think they were 18 because I saved several gold by getting the 18s instead of the 20s. But with that said, I don't really plan on buying gold anymore in the future. I just wanted enough to have, you know, enough to where I didn't need gold, if you know what I mean. Because, like, those tools, for example, you have to upgrade those tools, and they get more and more expensive, and they're one-time use. So it becomes a consumable commodity that, like, you're going to have to restock. And I don't want to be like, oh man, I just need like 10 more silver, you know? Because I think after 30 hours or whatever, I had only accumulated like 4 gold total, which is, you know, not much. But yeah, I'm looking at it, and it seems like within the next year or so, I will probably end up spending about $200 on this game. And that's going to be to buy the rest of the DLCs. But if we think about it, that's the DLCs from the past like 10 years of this game being out. And that's like a lot of content. So, you know, I'm fine with it for an MMORPG that I'm like super enjoying. I'm okay with spending some money on it. I don't feel like it's overly predatory or anything because I feel like I'm being offered a good deal as far as like a fun game with an active community and active developers that, you know, have they put a lot of work into this game to make it quality and not like just a cash grab like some of these other free-to-play games where you can tell it's all about the skins. Like, that's the key. It's like, we're going to sell as many skins as we can. Or we're going to gatekeep you by saying, like, oh, you got to do our gacha system. Like Diablo Immortal, I think it was. The mobile one. Don't you guys have phones? Where it's like you're playing and it's really fun and like a really well-made game. Because, yeah, it's Diablo. But then you get to a certain boss and it's like, oh man, I can't beat him. How am I going to beat him? Because I don't have good enough armor. Be like, well, if you do this trial thing where you have to buy this $5 token to enter, you might get one good piece of something that you need to craft an item. Like, all these like 10 layers of complicated math to figure out that you have like a 1% chance of getting what you need. And you're going to need to do this like 100 times to get one piece of armor so that you can play the next level. Like, get fucked, Blizzard. Get fucked.